Hey, what's up YouTube? This is No Budget Duelist, and I just got a haircut. And today I'm going to be doing my banana list uh, predictions, I guess. So, to start off, this is mostly what I want, and then kind of what I think is going to happen. I'll tell you if it's a thing that I think is going to happen, or if it's the thing that I want to happen. So, to start off, for things that are going to 3 are emergency teleports, because 1, psychics are completely dead right now. Nobody's playing them. Nobody played them last format that I can think of. And, really since Teledad hasn't been used, and then I got hit down to 1, then I was just kind of like, oh, emergency teleport, let's leave now. So, yeah. Now it's at 2, no, still nobody's playing it, and they're also bringing out Gustos, which use really good psychic monsters, so this card could get some really good use. So bringing it up to 3 would be good. My next card is TG Striker. I don't have that as well, but 1, it's not broken, it searches, it's a level 2 tuner. The only reason why they hit it is because it's a level 2 tuner with a Cyber Dragon-esque effect. So, at 3, I think it would be fair because that card didn't deserve to even get hit at all. But if they do anything with it, it's going to go to 2. So I just want it at 3. The next card is Summoner Monk. I believe it should go to 3, simply because it promotes exceeds summons. It makes you go even. And then if you exceed, it makes you go neg1, but a good neg1 because you're summoning monsters. You know, it's not like Tour Guide, where you summon Tour Guide, search out your Sangan, overlay, and you don't have to pay any cost. It's a very specific effect, but it's a very specific effect for a very good card. And I'm going to be getting to that card later. Then the next one, Bottomless Trap Hole. I think it needs to go to 3 simply because this format back row is something you do conservatively unless you're playing, heroes, or if you're that random Infernity player that's deciding to play Infinities right now. Other than that, you're not going to be saying tons of back row because we have triple MST and a heavy storm. So I believe that Bottomless is a fair card to hit, simply because, not to hit, to raise back up to 3, because it punishes your opponent for doing things, like summoning big monsters, but at the same time, your opponent could summon out a small monster, and you could be like, oh, well, that's rather unfortunate, can't do anything now. And, the next card is Destiny Draw. Because most people don't even, run Destiny Draw and, Destiny Heroes that much anymore. Simply because, the decks that they're all good in are pretty much dead now. I mean, yeah, sure, you've still got your, the level 2 Sea Serpent Tuner Chick. I have it right here. Yeah, you have your Deep Sea Divas at 3 still, which should stay at 3 because it's a good card. It's not broken, and it's going to support a new deck that's coming out. That's not going to be. I mean, this card isn't broken, but it does make it go +1, or even if you decide to exceed with it, and it helps stall really well. But other than that, it's not broken. Hold on, let me go turn on the light. Can y'all see me better? No, but okay. Well, that thing. Probably not going to record here in the future. So, but bear with me. Next one, Destiny Hero Malicious to go with your D-Draws. D-Draw is going to be at 3. Malicious is going to be at 3 just because it's a good card. It promotes Synchro Summons, and it promotes Exceed Summons for rank 6. So, that's always good. And then the last card go to 3, Reborn Tengu. At 2, it's pretty much dead. Nobody plays it. When I say a card is dead, I mean it is, mostly unplayed. Yeah, sure, there are some people that are like, oh, I'm going to play 2 Reborn Tengu because it's still a good card too. Which it is. I'm not knocking it for being, a good card, and it's still usable at 2. But if you, top deck 2 Reborn Tengu, you're like, oh, well, this is kind of useless. Yeah, you can still normal summon them, but it doesn't give you the speed that you want it to. So, that's it for things that are going to 3. The things that I want to go to 2, I want Book of Moon to come up, just because it's a solid card, and it's a card that I think that we need. simply because it helps stop Exceed summons and it stops Synchro summons and it just stops a whole bunch of stuff that doesn't need to happen. Mizuki, zombies are dead. Raise the dead, please. Raise them. Mirror Force, like I said, we need strong back row this next format. And you're gonna think I'm crazy for my limited list, but yeah, there's still other cards out there, and I'm gonna get to that later. So don't forget about that. And then what else is coming up? Gale is coming to 2. At least I want it to come to 2. When I say it's coming to 2, I mean I want it to come to 2. I'm not like, I'm a Konami representative and we already made the list and like we're bringing Gale back to 2. No, I'm not a Konami representative. So I don't know exactly what they're gonna do. Just like the rest of us, I'm kind of clueless. But I think that Gale needs to go to 2. TG Hyper Librarian could go to 2. I want it to go to 2 just because I like TGs, because Striker is going back to 3, you know. But people don't synchro as much as they do anymore, and Hyper Librarian is really now only for your own benefit, and it'll help levels. So, and then Agent of Mystery Earth back up to 2, just because that card searches as soon as it hits the field, which is different from TG Striker. TG Striker has to go to the graveyard by destruction in order for you to get the search, but with Earth you just go search. So it could go to 2, and it's still level 2 tuner, and you can still use to search for Master Hyperion, so, you know, still a good card. Nothing else is coming from 1 to 2 here. So, these cards are coming from 3 to 2. I want Soul Recharge down, just because the ability of Chaos Dragons and Dragon Sworn decks, just to be able to send a dead card in the hand of the graveyard, draw 2, then mill 2. They just went through 4 cards in their deck for the price of 2. And in Chaos Dragons, sending cards to the graveyard doesn't really hurt unless they're spells or traps or maybe like random BLS. So it doesn't hurt them that much. And Effect Veiler, just because hand traps, like, Effect Veiler is powerful, but like people should be playing Maxi instead of Effect Veiler, because Maxi, sure, Effect Veiler stops them from playing, which is why it should go to 2, but Maxi discourages them from playing. So Effect Veiler is definitely much more powerful, but it could be done at 2, simply because people don't need to be running 3 of something that completely just shuts down their opponent for an entire turn in the deck. It just doesn't need to happen. Emergency Call, because heroes are going to be huge when they get a Scurry down next format. Super Polymerization at 2 for the same reason, and Miracle Fusion for the same reason. Rescue Rabbit, because Dino Rabbit needs to lose a little bit of their consistency. They can still summon back to rabbits with the Leviair, which I've got on this list as well. Not semi-limited. Tour Guide is going to go to 2. So because it's a good card and it's a splashable card, and everybody's like, oh my god, get it on 3, but I'm just like, 1, I'm a super budget player, so I don't even want to run any, and I don't want to be punished because I didn't spend, you know, tons of money on things, because I don't have a playset of Tour Guides, because I can't spend any money. But I mean, that's a little bit of a personal beef, but also Tour Guide, instant +1 or instant even, and you can delay your and you can stall your opponent with Zen mains. Then Rekindling to 2, just to help slow down levels when they come out. They're getting Hyper Librarian, slowing down a little bit with the Rekindling at 2. So that is my semi-limited. And for limited cards, first off, I'm gonna go down with the with the previously non-banned cards. I just realized I had another one. Never mind, I don't. Okay. Thought I had Light Pulsar, but that's gonna go down to 1. Whoa, where's Red Darkness Metal Dragon? Also, Red Darkness Metal Dragon I think needs to go to 2, just because at 3 it's super powerful. At 1 it would basically kill all sales of Gustav Max unless you're running Crystal Beasts, which those guys just go Rainbow Dragon, Overlay. But then they lose attack points, so I don't know why you would do that, Crystal Beasts, but you know, that's really the only other deck that I can think of that can summon them easily. Yeah, Darkness Metal 2. So 1 Light Pulsar Dragon, Levy Air, and then this next block of 5 Xyz monsters. I don't think that any of them are actually going to get hit, but they're all going to get hit for the same reason, and that's because they stall, and it includes Gacha Gacha Gentetsu, Windup Zen Mains, Maestroke the Symphony Jin, Crimson Shadow Armor Ninja, and then Tyrus, Keeper of Genesis. Simply because they all promote slower play and they all promote stalling, and nobody likes playing in a game where you're like, summon, attack, end. So unless you're going to explode, then it's really hard to get past them. And even if you do explode, you only get like past it and then into another couple cards. But multiples to 1. Another card I'm hitting, MST. Now you're probably going, because I just said MST to 1 and I'm also giving tons of power to back row. But remember, there's still a card called Dust Tornado that's at 3, and there's still a card called, what was that new card that was released in Galactic Overlord that's like $12.50, ultra rare, first edition on Troll and Toad, and it destroys a face down card and your opponent can't activate in response, and it's an ultra rare. And that's Night Beam. That's still 3. That's still a good card, and you can still use it. And it's a little bit of a blind card, and it's a card that requires a little more skill to play. And it's not like MSG where you can change stuff. Chain random MST to Call the Haunted. They don't get Call the Haunted anymore. It negates stuff sometimes ish. So another card that's going down to 1, Dragonfly. I think that was probably like a little bit of a drum roll to that. So I think everybody would agree with me on that one. And Windup Carriers and Mating. I think that this is the proper way to hit windups, not hit Hunter, because if all you do to them is hit Hunter, they still have Factory, and they still have Magician, and they still have Shark, and they still have Rat. Yeah, they can't loop your hand, but they can still like pump out Xyz monsters like no other, except Inzectors. But now Inzectors have Dragonfly at 1, so I mean, if you hit Dragonfly down to 1, that's the card that just like summons out a bunch of random stuff all over the place. So why are you just gonna hit the windup loop and let windup still summon a bunch of stuff? So that's my beef on that. And let's see here. The rest of this stuff is all banned cards coming up to 1. So you've got Premature Burial. Now, before you say anything, I'm going to get to the limited and the forbidden cards later. Premature Burial come back up to 1. DMOC, potentially, I don't know. I guess maybe if they're going to unban BLS, then they could bring back DMOC. Of course, not at the same time. I am banning BLS in this list. So don't, like, freak out about that and, like, punch your computer or something. Spore back up to 1. You know, maybe bring some Synchros back. Give plants a huge monster that lets them run well. Tsukuyomi. What is it gonna do? Like, what's Tsukuyomi gonna do? And I don't even know if that Mask of Darkness card is banned anymore, but like, it lets you flip down a monster on the field, and it's not that overpowered because it only has 1100 attack, so it can't attack over anything, and you can only normal summon it. So that's your only way of getting it out of the field. You can only normal summon it. Then also Sinister Serpent is coming off the list. Why was it even banned in the first place? Nobody can use it now. It's not even that much advantage. Yeah, you can set it and your opponent kills it and it comes back to your hand and you're like, yay, free monster. Set it back face down. And it's level 1, so it's okay. But it's like a less good version of Treeborn Frog. And we all know that Treeborn Frog is way better instantly, so doesn't matter. Next card is Trishula. Didn't need to get banned. It's not broken. You hit 3 cards your opponent has by summoning it. If you only have 1, it's not like you can just churn out 3 and be like, ha, I remove everything. No, you're only going to be removing one card each, so that's okay. And another card that I want unbanned is Goyo Guardian. And I'm also going to get into the, before you go and think back to the time when Goyo was at 1, just remember, back then we didn't have Effect Failure, we didn't have Fiendish Chain, we didn't have a bunch of the really great cards we have now. Well, actually no, I think we may have had Fiendish Chain, but nobody played it back then. Because everybody was like, this card sucks. But yeah, so cards that are getting banned: Monster Reborn, trade off with Premat. Now you're going to be thinking, well, we still have Brio, so we can like bounce it back and stuff. Well, you know what? No, we don't get Brio back. That's the trade-off for Goyo. I'd much rather have a 28 beater that gives me monsters my opponent has than bouncing cards I control back to my hand. And that'd be broken with Premat, because just summon everything out of your graveyard for free. Well, actually, no. For the cost of 800 life points apiece, but if you're going to push for game by having 2 cards, then that's kind of broken. And card destruction, it breaks setups, hugely breaks setups, and it also, you know, gives Dark Worlds basically an OTK. Sangan, simply because that card is really good. You can chain it with MST, although if everybody starts running Night Beam, Call the Haunt won't be as good, which I'm going to be sad about, because Call the Haunt is like my favorite card in existence in Yu-Gi-Oh! But, yeah. Then, Future Fusion is also getting banned on my list. Before I thought that, okay, 5-headed dragon would be good. And then they announced a Scurrydow, and I was like, huh. I wonder what kind of shenanigans people could pull with the Scurrydow. And then I watched a video, and it was like, Future Fusion. Send an elemental hero and Zephyros to the graveyard. Bounce Future Fusion, summon Zephyros, take 400 damage. Activate it again. Send Plague Spreader to your graveyard, and then another elemental hero and summon Plague Spreader. And I was like, lol, what? What's going on here? Then he synced for Brio and just like kept going off, and it was this crazy OTK that involved like Fishboard Blaster and a bunch of other banned cards right now. But yeah, I don't think that people should be going for free level 6 synchros with 1 card that basically like super deck thins and sets up your graveyard for like a Miracle Fusion play. So yeah, no, I don't think anybody would enjoy that. So then the last 3 cards are cards I don't have. Actually no, I have Gateway of the Six, but Gateway of the Six needs to get banned. Why? Watch Ancient Eyes White Dragon's 6 Samurai loop video. Loops all 6 cards in your hand. Yeah, we don't have those cards out now, but Gateway needs to get banned before they come out, so then there's not like this weird period of time where if they just happen to draw like the perfect hand, you lose every time, because there's no way to stop it, even if you Veiler it, because they just do it again and again and again. Well, unless you Veiler their Hand of the Six Samurai, they can get that back really easily. Let's see now. Then there's also Blackluster Soldier Envoy at the beginning. I don't think anybody should be asking why, because we're getting Demock back. And I think that Demock's just a much safer card to play with. It returns spell cards back to your hand, and whatever it kills gets banished instead of sent to the graveyard. So it's a really powerful card if you get it out. And it's going to give Prophecies like this huge kick in the butt. Well, this is a punching motion, although I guess if you did it with enough momentum and force, it could be like fisting. But, you know, if you're into that kind of thing. Yeah. And then, for the final card, Stratos. So, we're going to, like, super kill E-Heroes before a Scurrydow comes out? Yes. We're going to do that. We are going to do that, because in the OCG, they're like, foot up the butt. And everybody's just like, ow, my butt is sore now. And, yeah, just give the deck rather than less consistency, fewer cards that actually make their power plays. I personally think that's how you hit a deck. You don't make the deck not be able to get to its power plays. You make the deck fairly unable to make power plays, and that's how you kill a deck. And how you balance a deck is to make it harder to get their power plays, and also to make it harder to stop power plays. So, I hope you enjoyed the video. Yes, it's really long, and I am sorry about that. I am legitimately sorry about making this video almost 21 minutes long at this point. So, but I'm not sorry that, I'm not sorry for any of my choices on this list. It's just what I think and what I want. So, until next time, pencil. Oh yeah, and subscribe if you haven't. I only have 8, and I love all 8 of you guys. And if any more of you subscribe, I love you too. So let's go rule the world with some black Ticonderogas, okay? Because that's like the best pencil ever. And I would buy like 10 boxes of them if I could, but I'd rather buy Yu-Gi-Oh cards. So peace out, Joe.